It's Greg Studnicky from RelatedISG, welcoming you to our next Insider Series. Today we are with Aldo Rivera. So nice to have you here. And we're here at Brickell City Center. Carolina Gertz wanted us to be back at Brickell. She wanted us to be at Brickell City Center because I think she likes the view. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's always great to be at Brickell City Center because I'm here a lot anyway. Anyway, it's wonderful to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I enjoyed our little conversation before this today because, as I told you, the main purpose of this is for your colleagues inside RelatedISG to get to know you. Okay. Your competitors in the Miami marketplace, specifically Brickell, to get to know you a little bit too, because you've been in this game now, as we just talked about, for over 11 years. You are clearly
2005. I got my license.
So it's 15 years. 15 years. Excuse me. So you are definitely an expert when it comes to Brickell Avenue residential real estate. And even your competitors, I want them to learn how unique you are in terms of understanding this particular neighborhood. And more than that, I hope that you can provide your colleagues inside RelatedISG your insight, your perspective as to what's going on in Brickell. Although it's been a crazy year. Whatever you could have thought, it might have been in January. It's different than today on 11/11, November 11th. But we're going into a whole new year with a lot of different circumstances. And I know that your colleagues would love to hear some of your wisdom in that regard. But let's start with this. Let's start with, where is Aldo from?
Well, I'm from Puerto Rico. I was born in Zaragoza, Spain. My first 4 years were in Spain. My dad was studying medicine, and he was in Zaragoza, Spain. Then when I was 4 years old, I went to Puerto Rico, and I was raised in Puerto Rico.
Okay, great. When did you? What kind of doctor was your father?
Pediatrician.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a happy business. You know,
Yes.
always dealing with the little ones.
Right.
I have 5 grandchildren, so I've gotten to know a couple of the pediatricians. I brought my grandchildren into the world. When did you move to Florida?
I moved to Florida in 2000.
And why Florida? Of all the places you could have. I'm from New Jersey. It's a very big Puerto Rican population in New Jersey. It's a big pop. I mean, you could have gone there. You could have gone to New York. You came to Florida because
I wanted to be in the United States. I wanted to live somewhere where I can go to the beach, have a very good weather.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to move to.
That's definitely not New Jersey and New York. You can count on the weather up there for about 4 months, and then it's over.
Yeah, I was studying actually in Puerto Rico. My first 2 years of college were in Puerto Rico. Then they were doing an exchange student. You could go to US and study for 1 year. So I went to LSU in Baton Rouge for
sure.
1 year. Yeah. But it was too cold for me.
Okay, yeah, weather norms, or I should say Louisiana, it can change on you. Like
right.
Summers are steamy hot,
yeah.
But the winters can get kind of cold.
So it was too cold for me, and then I was like, I want to see in the United States.
Okay.
What's similar to Puerto Rico?
Okay. Miami. It's as close to it as you get.
Right.
What made you choose real estate? You come from a scientific family, right?
Right.
Your dad was a physician, but you chose real estate. Of all the businesses you could have chosen, why real estate?
Well, actually, I have a background. I studied hospitality management my last 2 years at FIU. I was providing service in the hotel industry, and somehow some friend, I don't remember exactly who, told me, Aldo, you should get your real estate license. I didn't even think about it. Next week I was getting my real estate license, and I didn't think it was.
When your friend said you need a real estate license, you probably thought, real estate?
Real estate?
Yeah.
Let me just get my license. I took the course. I think it was like 3 months course, and I got my license. And now what? Let's put my license in brokerage.
Okay.
So my first brokerage was Century 21.
Was this 2005?
2005.
Okay.
Century 21 in South Beach, and that's where it all started.
And because the contracts you make in real estate are incredible. When I finished college, I had a family member of mine suggest real estate, and I had the same reaction you do. Real estate? I mean, I never considered it, and that was 42 years ago. You know, once you get addicted to real estate, it's just kind of So that was 2005, and that was South Beach.
Right.
By the way, your background in hospitality, as you probably now have learned, is very helpful with real estate sales.
Right.
We have a couple of agents related to ISG that came from hospitality as well, and they're very congruent kind of careers.
Right.
Going from hospitality to real estate, you know how to deal with people.
Right.
And it matters a lot because we all both know, and everybody knows, that when you're dealing with real estate sales, customers come in all kinds of flavors. There's some really nice ones, some really cool ones, some really difficult ones.
Right.
And with a hospitality background, you clearly know how to deal with all types.
Right.
When did you come to Brickell? Because this I know is your specialty.
That was in January 2009.
Okay.
I started as an in-house agent at the Plaza on Brickell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a related project.
Right. The building was already built. There were about 450 units to be sold.
Okay.
So I joined RelatedISG Realty Services, and I started selling the project.
And that's when you got Brickell into your blood.
Right.
Because it is a unique neighborhood.
Right. I used to live in Miami Beach, and I was back and forth every day, and then I have to move to
Forget the
Brickell.
size of this with the Brickell.
Let's do Brickell, and no more South Beach, no more work in the beach. Let's just focus on Brickell.
Let's stay there for 1 second. So forget real estate for a minute. Just as a human being, what is life like living in Brickell Avenue compared to South Beach?
Complete. It's great to live here, and I've seen how it's developed in the last 10 years. When I moved to Brickell, I mean, there was nothing. It was a financial district. People would come work, and then they would
They go home.
go home.
To one of the suburbs of Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
Then buildings started to go up, and things started to develop in Brickell. Restaurants and nightlife and everything started happening. And in the last 10 years, I've seen how it's developed. It's great to live here.
Is it fair to say that Brickell City Center has had a big impact in the livability of Brickell as a neighborhood?
It has done a big impact, and many people now come here just to enjoy the area, the Brickell area, and it's great. Brickell City Center has developed, it's in the last 3 years, how long? 4 years?
It's close, 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Many people are coming because of the Brickell
City Center.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of incredible moving parts, and it gives people sometimes a feeling of a little bit of a New York City.
Right.
Yeah, their energy level just automatically rises a few notches just because they're here.
Right.
Listen, I live in Sunny Hills Beach, and I work here a lot at Brickell City Center. I'm like you were tempted to move from Miami Beach to Brickell, and you ultimately did.
Right.
So am I. Because there is something about Brickell.
Right.
It's got a very upscale urban feeling in some, as we both agree,
Right.
ridiculous tropical weather.
Right.
Ridiculous tropical weather. So listen, let me tap into your Brickell expertise.
Mm-hmm.
So it was January of this year. You had your goals, you had your aspirations, and things you want to do with your real estate expertise in Brickell. But March happened, coronavirus happened. We were shut down for a while. So whatever plans you had, throw them out the window because we have to wait until the pandemic is over.
Right.
Here it is today, November the 11th. We are mostly through, thank God, 2020. What is happening? Tell everybody RelatedISG. What's happening now with the condominium sales
Mm-hmm.
in Brickell, and what is your crystal ball, your forecast for 2021?
Well, I believe that as we move on and we can hopefully get through this pandemic, things are going to start moving again. People are going to start traveling more. People are going to start buying more here in Brickell, Miami. Okay, Miami.
Are you seeing that already in the
I've seen it already, especially with the listings, my listings. Thank God I've had a few sales in the last 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
and things are moving way better than 3-4 months ago when people would not be able to go anywhere.
So earlier today, you were telling me you just got into cycling.
Right, I did.
And I used to cycle.
Okay.
So I know what it's like when you're on a 2, 3, maybe 4 hour ride, and you start to get into your cycling lane. The bicycle is happening, you and the bike sort of become one, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So your thoughts start to drift towards your real estate career, your expertise.
Mm-hmm.
What is in store for Aldo and the Brickell market for 2021 that I know you are thinking about when you're cycling?
Well, and while I'm cycling those 2 hours, I'm thinking about way so much about real estate, about how things are gonna move on, how things are gonna get better, and there's a lot of things that will get better, and I think that within the next few months, the Brickell area is gonna. I mean, there's a lot of a lot of inventory in Brickell.
There is now,
and
yes.
it is gonna get absorbed. People are gonna start feeling more confident. We're gonna get Colombians again to start buying. We're gonna get Venezuelans hopefully to start buying as they used to before. I've been working with a few people here, foreign buyers, and as well as local buyers. So Brickell is gonna keep moving, and things are gonna hopefully get better within the next few months.
Listen, that would be wonderful. One of the things I've noticed, I've been in Brickell since 2012, so I go Brickell for Property Markets Group and then Brickell City Center for Swire. The amount of Americans that have discovered Brickell is wonderful to see, because it used to be dominated by Latin America. We've seen a big influx of the domestic market in Brickell, particularly from the Northeast, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, in part because of Tax Reform 17, in part because the dollar got high and the Latin market just kind of got a little bit slow. So I would say it's been dominated more by the domestic market in the last few years. But I love what you're saying. You're saying that you really do expect a return of the Venezuelan, Colombian, perhaps Mexican market next year?
I believe so. I mean, hopefully things will get better. More foreigners will be buying here in Brickell. Okay, Venezuela was going through a lot of things.
Ooh, tough time.
And unfortunately, but things will get better. Okay. Hopefully, Colombians will start buying more in Brickell. Things are not happening quite as we would love to because of the pandemic. Many people cannot travel.
Right.
So once things, airports started open up, people are going to start coming more to Miami and start buying.
Aldo's opinion is so spot on. Lately, we have absolutely seen a return of the Colombian market in Brickell City Center. So you're right on about that. And by the way, we're talking about like in the last 6 weeks. So It's a recent trend. Mm-hmm. And with your vision, I pray you're right. I hope your forecast is right, that we'll see more and more of that in 2021. Now let's talk about RelatedISG. Mm-hmm. When did you first join our company?
I did join in 2016.
Okay. I can tell. I am just sure. I'm just trusting my instincts. That given your expertise and your salesmanship and your just natural charisma, that you get calls every now and then from some of my competitors asking you to maybe start a new career with whoever, and yet you stay with RelatedISG. So if you would share with your colleagues, why do you stay?
Well, I like the atmosphere, the people that I work with, my colleagues, my managers, Liz, Carolina, they're always there to help. If I have any questions or I know I can call any of them, and they will assist me right away.
And you find them very accessible.
Right, very accessible.
Yeah. Although I swear to you, it is part of the culture of RelatedISG, and I say this all the time. It's understanding what our culture is not hard. Executing it every day. That is Carolina, Liz, Sandra, Mike, Veronica, Thomas, JC, myself. Executing every day is the challenge. It's very hard because we have bad days too. Right. But we all recognize from the senior level that we work for all of you. If we make your lives easier, you'll be able to achieve your business goals with as little fuss and fuss as possible. And it's hard for us to do, but it's very rewarding and warming to hear from you that we're delivering what we promised you.
Right. And besides that, there's a lot of training you guys provide a lot of training.
We do. We have Uncle Frank.
Help out. Yeah. Frank, everybody's very accessible, and I love to work here.
So happy to hear that. Mm-hmm. Here's the last question. Mm-hmm. This is a big one. And some of us call this the golden rule, some of it's the golden nugget. But here's what this means. Life is not perfect. Any given day, any given week, any given month, any given year, particularly, my God, in 2020, you can have some headwinds, some setbacks, some serious disappointments. that can really cause you to have a lot of negative thinking. And yet, there's something inside of Aldo that propels you through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Well, when you decide to do real estate, you have your own business. This is having your own business. So what propels me to wake up every day is thinking about how do I get better at what I'm doing? How do I get better at marketing? How do I get better as how do I provide better service to my clients? And those are the things that I think about every day, because if I do those kind of things better and I provide, let's say, quality service to my clients, I will get referrals.
Mm-hmm.
I will get more clients, and I'll become more successful in what I'm doing.
So in other words, you get a setback, you get a disappointment, maybe a cancellation of the sale, whatever it may be. You immediately revert to how can Aldo get better?
Right.
Every single time.
Right.
So it's almost like you're ignoring what happened. You're just digging down deep to improve what Aldo Rivera is about.
Right. And we have to understand that when a client chooses you to help them out on their real estate needs, they want to have a great experience. So you have to put on their shoes and say how can I do better so they can have a great experience, and that by them having that great experience, they're going to refer you to more clients, and you're going to be very successful if you deliver and meet their needs.
Tell everybody how great you feel when you get a referral.
Great.
You feel like you can fly, right? Yeah.
Aldo, I'm going to refer you to a friend of mine that wants to buy in Miami. Great, because you feel that you accomplished something.
And the next day you're cycling, you feel like you're on the Tour de France.
Right. Right.
No, that's an awesome feeling.
Yeah.
That's an awesome feeling. It's also, by the way, the referrals, the best sale you ever got is the one you never asked for.
Right.
When you get a referral sale and you never asked for it, and it's, when you're in real estate sales, that's one of the greatest feelings you'll ever have.
And it's sometimes it's not that hard to provide quality service. Just I will advise whoever's, if you're renting, know the rental process from 1 to 10, all the things that you need to do in order to make a smooth transaction. The same with buying, the same with selling. Know the steps that you need to do in order to make it a smooth transaction, so everybody will be happy at the end of the.
Well, now you're talking about improving your level of competency.
Right.
Because your likability is there. When you become competent, you become a real expert at what you do, your customer feels it.
Right.
They also feel when you're not.
They'll feel your energy. They'll feel
one way or another, they're going to feel it. You can't fake it.
Right.
That you can never fake it. Listen, I want to thank you. Thank you very much
for
being. Now, listen. First of all, thank you for your years with RelatedISG. Thank you for being on the show today, and thank you for sharing with everybody at RelatedISG everything that you shared today. It was really wonderful. And happy trails when you're cycling. We'll see each other
Come
soon.
with me.
I hope so. Yeah, maybe I need to get back on the bike. Believe me, it's tempting. Anyway, I want to thank you all again for your time and attention today. Thank you, Aldo, for his time, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next Insiders series. Thanks so much. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.